Hi fellas, just a quick one to show off some of my knowledge, my capabilities. Here's my new FNI RSI oscilloscope. Really proud of this. I picked it up off Amazon and it was sold under a different name, and they're usually approaching £300, but didn't pay anywhere near that. Here, over months of research, I've got a 3mm phototransistor. I won't say who it's made by, but it took me months to find out the correct biasing methods, because electronics is still somewhat of a dark art. So here we have a certain model of equipment. It's still in use. US, Canadian, and definitely US, UK police today. I was hit by one of these just a few weeks ago actually. Luckily, I'm a relatively old guy. I'm not fast reactions as I used to have, so I was taking it quite easy, so I was not speeding at all. There we go, there's the signal. And we'll see there, just up there, if we can hit it. It's 125 Hertz, that's 125 pulses per second. And these pulses hit your, number plate, and in 0.2 of a second it works out your forward speed. And as you see, it's so well biased, it's going well off the scale. I can show you the tips a bit easy if I turn it down to a 3 on the gain. Probably shows it off better. It's still quite high. This is how sensitive it is. I've got to watch it actually. I can actually, if it's set my maximum, I can actually get a cigarette packet covered in that reflective cellophane, and I can actually bounce a signal off that and it'll still trigger. But it doesn't trigger to sunlight, and that's the main thing. I use this signal, oh there we go, you can see it better there. I use this signal to feed into my gadgets, my infrared gadgets that you put in the front of cars and trucks, and it basically sends a differently timed pulse back out. I also I quite often also use a tiny little 5mm Osram laser, the SPL PL90, which will, and I have lit a room up in infrared. It's about £20 each. It's a little tiny 5mm thing, same as an LED, and it will make, it'll make over 90 watts. That's far too much for what we need. But most of these car ECM systems, like the AL Priority and the Adaptive, all they use is like two 3mm LEDs, same size as that, 2 of those per head. But having said that, they're quite sophisticated. They've got Bluetooth and what have you, which my units don't have anything like that. But they still do the job, if you get my meaning. We still do what we were designed to do on most of these speed guns, and we are just 5% the cost of an AL Priority. AL Priority is well over $3,000 just for the front. That's why for 3 heads, which it needs, it's so underpowered. I make these, as a hobby, and I send them out for £150. There's one there. I'm not going to connect it up yet. There's one there. Twin LEDs, 5mm LEDs, not 3mm. 5mm pulsed transponder with a phototransistor in the centre, or so we're not connected up these are just dummies sort of thing, or a 5mm LED. I'll probably put a link to that, but I've got to watch it. I've been wiped off social media literally, I'm not joking, dozens of times, especially for YouTube, due to my name. I suppose I'm notorious in some ways, but I shouldn't be really, because I've always been a good egg really. I did my bit. I took the shilling when I was a young lad. I was quite willing to go to war if need be, as my dad and granddad did before me. And I won't waffle too much. I'll try and review. I've got this Bob Love laser rangefinder as well. Actually, that signal. This is a weird signal. It also works as a speed gun. This thing, believe it or not. Little tiny rangefinder. There we go. 1,000-yard rangefinder. And it also, there we go. Little groups of pulses. Oh, that's quite good. Picking up very well. And it also works as a speed gun. It's a rangefinder up to 1,000 metres with an 8-time scope and a rechargeable battery using a USB lead. So the early ones, you have to buy like a £12 battery, and it's also got one of those angle sensors, you know, so you can point up to the building and you can work out the true length, the height of the tower and whatever. Well, I won't be using that. The only thing is, it's a bit sheeny. It's a bit sheeny. It slips through my fingers, and it's a bit tiny. Made for little Chinese hands, not old mechanics hands like mine. See you guys. Bye bye.